considered. They combine into one big fleet led by this dude. Yeah, and also let's prepare an invasion into Denmark, or not Denmark, into Sweden. I'm gonna put 5 units on this line. Go 3-3-3, and then have 5 ready to invade away into Sweden. Can Sweden really survive an attack from Denmark, Norway, and from the Russians? I'm hoping the answer is no. I'm hoping the answer is no. They might. They might. But I hope not. Missing 1 tungsten. And I'm not going to really worry about that too much. Because Iceland is still our puppet state. I have no idea what's going to happen with their hybrid regime with Iceland. Either they'll become independent automatically, or they will... that's ideology, not really what I want. I want to look at factions. Either they're going to join up with the Internationale with us, or they're just going to become completely independent and maybe join up with either the Reichspakt or the Entente. We'll have to kind of just like wait and see on that, though. Referendum. We'll do 1 more awareness with them. You put 150 political power into getting this constitutional reform to pass. I have no idea how likely it is to pass because we didn't really get any number. It failed. Okay, excellent. Disaster. Despite our best efforts, the amount of people who came out to vote was stuck at 1,063,000. About 48.9% of the electorate. The ratio favored 91%, which means that the percentage of the electorate supporting an amendment is 44.46, just below 45%. Okay, excellent. Thank you. So we failed in our referendum. I'm sure that's okay. We want infrastructure. Why not? You really failed by 0.5%, huh? 0.5%? Embarrassing. Absolutely freaking embarrassing for the government. Okay, so another person has died in government. Azerbaijan is doing pretty well for themselves, all things considered. And with Commune being the Reichspakt... Actually, Latvia in the Reichspakt as well? No. Latvia's just hanging out. I'm not too sure which way they'll really go. They might just stay neutral. That seems unlikely. Okay, Bhutan's been annexed by the Hardia Commune. More factories, please. More military factories. And put 1 more thing into tanks. Because tanks are pretty cool, I have on a good authority to say. Okay, we've already gotten you going. Let's go for 1940 infantry equipment, because we're only like half a year away from that, so... Going with it now seems to be completely okay. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Of course, we got this massive Austria. I don't like this big Austria. It's a little scary. 37 to 224 divisions. It can really put a major hamper on our in our offensive. We really need what did Poland do? Poland hasn't done anything yet. They might join up with Russia, which would be nice. They might also join up with Germany, which would be bad. But if we had like Poland, Romania, Serbia all join up with Russia, could definitely be beneficial for us. That's kind of what I want to happen. Wait, agency. Sure, let's make an agency. You can spy on the Germans just a little bit. Our political power is still good, so we can probably get... We can definitely get war economy right away. If we can then follow that up with getting maybe extensive conscription. Service by requirement, I think that's a little excessive for what we need right now. 17 days on you. Once you're done, you should demand Alsace-Lorraine. And thank you for the 1% stability. Second Melbourne Uprising. It's completely okay. I mean, the SRI is actually pushing their way down to Sioux Sicily. It's very nice. They might actually kill the Papal State soon. Question is, will they be able to also fight against the Austrians? Again, there's a lot of Austrians. A lot of scary Austrians. Level 2 air base. I want something that's a little bit cheap. Fortify Jutland. Jylland. Jutland is here. Fortify Finn. Give me that stability. Yeah, give me the stability. I mean, how long is this? This is a 56-day focus. So yeah, we should, as soon as this is done, France will declare war, and then we can have our constitutional crisis in which we then go socialist. Or the hybrid regime. And I'm ready for it. I'm 100% ready for it. And the faction is still looking pretty good. Next goes in the faction. In the Guatemala... I think Guatemala is eventually going to be killed soon. It's just going to take a moment. Okay, I think Xinjiang clique joined the Zili clique. So all of China is united against the defending government. And as soon as the defending government gets a little bit weaker, the Japanese are definitely going to intervene. I don't know if we care about Japan intervening in China. It does mean that they're not going to intervene against Germany, which is a little bit, I would have liked them to invade against Germany. "16 days on you." Canada's declared war on the CSA. Okay. I mean, it's not great. I think Washington is going to fall in a moment, which is going to lead to the MacArthur's death. Kuwait has fallen to the Canadians. Not a big surprise that the initial invasion is going to go well for the Canadians. Question is whether or not they can actually sustain that progress, which I'm going to say that they probably won't be able to. We're just going to kind of wait and see on that one. Yes, you're now demanding Alsace-Lorraine be done in 36 days. You know, it would have been really nice if you guys did the forced abdication and then decided to join up with the International Sweden. That would have helped me out quite a bit. But instead, you do this to me. Break my heart. It's all very sad. Okay, so we got about 2 weeks left on you. And then I'm guessing Germany's going to ask us to join the war. I don't actually know what happens. We're going to do another quick save. I don't actually know what happens. I have not played as Denmark in the second Blitzkrieg. The only time we played as Denmark was when we played as... No, don't join up with Germany's single currency. Spy on Berlin. See what they're up to. You're going to give us a nice 10% stability is quite nice. Get us up to 62%. Artillery upgrades. No. Get the other 1940 support equipment. Okay, France declared war on Nigeria. Really? Oh, yeah. Never mind. Makes perfect sense. And Chad has also risen up. I don't think anybody else is close to rising up right now. That's Chad and Niger. Okay, so Serenity has fallen. Even the Ottomans actually a pretty good front line into Egypt. And the Pope actually navally invaded into northern Italy. Not really what I would have expected, but you know what? You do you. Okay, Germany. I'm going to save up my political power. And save up my, I'm guessing this will automatically bypass, would be my guess. You want me to build more units, huh? We're at our cap right now, so I really can't afford to build more units. France is at war with the Germans. Second Weltkrieg has begun. I will get some more propaganda. For sure. So the question is Germany going to ask me to join the war? I believe so. Again, we're going to do another save again. Just like I don't want to like screw this up. Do another little save. There we go. Yes, I think you lost your first capital. Okay, the Second Weltkrieg. A few skirmishes have been reported, and it seems like Europe will be on fire once more. Meanwhile, in Denmark, there is a form between the Social Democrats hoping to preserve Danish neutrality, like in the First War, and the Liberals and Conservatives who worry that syndicalists cannot be trusted to leave Denmark alone if they win the war. As such, they call upon the government to join the Reichspakt while we can still fight for independence, instead of leaving our fight hanging with the German military alone. Now, we're going to remain neutral. Said the king's going to fire somebody. In just a moment. The king fires Stauning. Unexpected news has arrived from the palace. King Christian X had dismissed Stauning and his ministers and replaced him with Victor Pruschel, the leader of the authoritarian royalist wing of DKF. Citing concerns over the cabinet's unwillingness to join the Weltkrieg and the risk this brings to the continued prosperity of Denmark, calling it gambling with the hair will not be necessary to the German here to fend out the syndicalist menace. It is highly questionable, however, if the king resolved will stay this strong if significant resistance grows to these actions. Okay, so we need to. We're right now in the coming to France, where trade has been terminated. Not join the Kaiser Wilhelm Society. Do not join the Weltkrieg. We need to. One, we can go to partial mobilization right now. Germans agreed to let us join their faction. But we should, I'm hoping, have some sort of an event. King's Cabinet. That's glued to the crown. Again, we're going to do another save. Another quick save. Outrage over the king's actions. Unsurprisingly, the king's borderland authoritarian actions have caused massive resistance, with newspapers calling him out to dismiss the cabinet without a mandate, and then to abdicate from the throne. Public opinion on the monarchy plummeted overnight to rather thin Republican majority, and people are showing in the streets against this undemocratic action. Okay, so the country's a little bit upset with us right now. Justifications against us. Russia is declaring war against the Reichspakt as well. And we're not a puppet, right? No. We can theoretically just stay out of the war. We can declare war on Latvia. No, why not? Bolshevik starts a vote of no confidence. As the dust clears a bit on the sudden removal of the previous government, the former coalition swiftly started a vote of no confidence. That's backed by all parties in the Volksreich except for the DS and the more radically conservative representatives of the DKF, who are on Purcell's side. Leader of the Conservative Youth Movement, Jack Westcott, has proposed a new cabinet that they block the opposition representatives from entering Volksreich tomorrow to establish constitutionally dubious emergency laws to strengthen our control. At the same time, former Prime Minister Thorsten Sterning tries to convince the king to back down, while the monarchy or even himself not have just fallen himself from grace. Okay, we're going to do, again, another save. So those who join the coalition. But I'm assuming this is not going to... That's not going to form the Republic, right? I don't believe that's going to form the Republic. Like, reading the description, it seems like we back down. The constant crisis has not passed. There's still a crisis going on in the country. We can deploy 2 more units, which I actually will do. More units, please, and thank you. For Sweden's already doing very, very well here. Come on. Yeah, because maybe I'm assuming that would have led to a mono-monarchy. Deploy the army, deploy the police. Again, we're going to do another save game. I'm assuming at some point it's going to be like, we've secured our position. At some point, if we make the wrong choice. As actions, the actions of the king and his new government have provoked large-scale demonstrations in front of the palace, where the king resides. Especially syndicalists seem to be highly repressed or represented in these protests. After a few hours, though, totalist elements have started to provoke violent incidences, and slowly the situation is degrading into outright rioting. The commissioner of the Copenhagen police advised to use riot police to contain the protests, while the prime minister wants to quell the dissent once and for all by deploying the army. The thing is that the army is divided. The army's divided, the riot police are not divided. We'll deploy the army. And because the army is divided, some of them are probably going to join up with the protester. Military intervention, the protest turned sour. The life of the king apparently endangered by the rioters, the government has chosen to follow the advice of Purcell. However, as the army closed in and began evacuating the king, one of the soldiers trying to control the protesters lost his nerve and shot one of the protesters. The riot quickly evolved into a firefight as people proceeded to throw rocks at the soldiers, with some protesters even pulling out their own weapons to fire at the attackers. For answer with more gunshots from the army until many soldiers decided to switch sides and join the crowd. The populace finally overwhelmed the loyalist armed forces and retook the palace and its surrounding area. The army has been forced to pull back from the area until reinforcements arrive, as they do not possess the strength to suppress the revolt at the moment. Okay, Italy joining Internationale. And the formation of the Copenhagen Commune. For the takeover of the palace, Christian Christensen, with the back of the FS, has proclaimed the Copenhagen Commune at the courtyard. The crowd cheering at the victory, however, success of the commune is so far from certain, as the king has managed to escape and the army is still loyal to the old government. However, the people are rallying to the new government call, and their improvised forces, the commune has managed to capture the Rosenberg barracks, as there's some loyalist resistance, seizing the armory and its weapons to prepare for a once peaceful protest for an armed resistance. So stability is kind of dropping like a rock right now. So will this even finish? I don't know if this will even finish the King's Cabinet. Sicily join the Reichspakt. Let's go one more here. Like, I know we're not trading with France, but we'll be able to trade with France in just a moment. I'm hoping so, at least. Copenhagen Commune. How are they doing, by the way? I'm sure they're doing fine. Communal government convenes on the next step. The communal government has convinced the palace. The communal government has convened at the Alsmore Palace to decide its next move. Former Prime Minister Stauning has held a speech at the assembly calling for the communes to negotiate with the army rather than face them in battle. With Stauning a well-represented political figure amongst the protesters, many in the FS have denounced him as a counter-revolutionary and a class traitor, asking for him to be imprisoned. Again, we're going to do another save game. Just in case. Stauning is not convinced the majority and is imprisoned. We're going to declare a republic one way or the other. Don't you worry about it. We just got to basically see if the military kills them or if the military surrenders. And then we get a republic. That's really what we're waiting on right now. No, Germany. I'm not going to join the war right now for obvious reasons. I want to go against you. Okay, we have 10 days on this ready to go. And the FS. I'm actually going to cancel it just in case. If we need to do it again, we'll just, yeah, let's start it over again. Okay, Portugal's declared war on the Congo. Sure, why not? The army crushes the Commune. Okay, so that was not the option. Let's go back to our save game here. And we're not gonna, we can't have the army crush the Commune for obvious reasons. So then we need to convince the majority, drop some leaflets on the military, and I'm assuming that will then get the army to... We leave the Reichspakt. Under Stalin's order, a couple of civilians have sieged the Berlin Tin and Printed Press and begun printing leaflets announcing the loyalist forces and their crimes to the palace and stating the demands of the protesters, which are the removal of the authoritarian cabinet and the abdication of the king. And a group of enthusiastic civilian pilots have been volunteers to drop these leaflets all over the country's military bases. The result was immediate. Soldiers willingly dropped out their posts and joined the Commune's forces, and others threatening the mutiny. The army doesn't negotiate with the Commune. They got no choice but to accept. Which actually forces you into the model monarchy still, huh? Which is not what we want. We want the Republican future. So actually, what we're going to do is we're going to do focused on no checks. And we're just going to, hey, look, we can do the Republican future. Okay, maybe I need to, no checks and then autocomplete. I don't know how you get the Republican future then. No, because he's still in charge. Okay, I think I've screwed this up somehow. Just 1 second. Kaiserreich, Republic, Denmark. Okay. So how did I screw this up? Constitutional crisis. Then a war with Germany, event fire soon after. How'd I... Okay, let's... They're a Republic in the aftermath of the crisis. So I wonder, is it like a random percentage chance? Okay, we're gonna go back to the save game for a moment. Yeah, it says you gotta convince the majority. I wonder if it's just like a random... Denmark leaves the Reichspakt. But like, it forces this. So I'm not too... Unless there's going to be like another event. I'm going to let the game run for just a few days. Wait. The question of the monarchy. This is what you're waiting for. Okay, excellent. King Christian, staunch support for the illegitimate government has done the monarchy much harm. With the support of having it, with the support for it laying, according to most polls, far beneath the 50% mark. However, many note that this is mainly Christian personal unpopularity rather than outright desire for a republic. The king's position clearly cannot be maintained as abdication is inevitable. But should he simply abdicate according to a normal proceeding, letting his son Prince Frederick inherit, or should we take the less orthodox measure and make sure that this never happens again? We can actually invite the king here, but no. Abolish the monarchy. No monarchies here. Okay, so at least I figured that one out. Republican future. And now Germany should theoretically invade in a moment. I said that being the decision that they would take in this case. Portugal's got a war in the Congo. Same thing we saw last time. Modern government, support pluralism. There we go. So the Germans have invaded. We're going to once again do another save. How many Denmark saves we have? Okay, it's time for us to move our troops in. And try to secure this river as soon as we possibly can. Many of Canada sees Greenland. Citing emergency of Denmark, the apparent unwillingness to condone the possibility of an enemy-controlled island. God damn it. My beautiful Greenland. Okay, we've seen some German forces. France will get some non-aggression pacts with you guys. Oh yeah, and we will of course go up to war economy and up to extended conscription. And I can't just declare war on you, unfortunately. As much as I wish I just could. We're actually at 14 out of 12 right now. How do we have 14 out of 12? Well, we've secured this line. Secure these two ports. And we should, I think, get a decision to ask France to support us. Enemy of my enemy. The Germans have decided to show their grudge towards us once more. You're at war with them, and so are the Commune. Their syndicalist ideals may seem far away from our own, but shouldn't one be pragmatic in war? Yes, we'll ask the French to help us. And if they say no... Okay, keep the Social Democrats in charge. Okay, France. I would really prefer if you were to, The French demand reforms! The French have come back with two requests requiring significant reforms, moving to Denmark to a syndicalist system. May not be the most appealing option, but the reality is probably the alternative is either German or French domination after the war otherwise. Yes, we will accept. We have no choice. Now join the Internationale. We've got a freaking sweet flag. Look at this one. And of course am I actually in the Internationale yet? No. Not at the moment, but we will probably be in a second. We're no longer a Republican future. We've got to go for the good old hybrid regime. 50 political power on this. And we're not actually in the Internationale. We're actually still Social Democratic. Might get some new members. Join the Third Internationale. We've left Middle Europa. I will join all of your wars. Because I want to invade my way into Denmark. Not into Denmark, into Sweden. But with us now firmly aligning ourselves with the internationality, I think it's going to be a good time for us to end the stream for today.